I had recorded like 3 minutes worth of stuff, and then my cat sort of got on the keyboard, and so it's all gone. So I will start again. So this morning I watched Convicted, 1950, directed by Henry Levin. It's the third adaptation of a play called The Criminal Code. Howard Hawks did a version, John Brom did a version. This version stars Glenn Ford and Broderick Crawford, who had just won an Oscar for All the King's Men. What I said in the original video was that it has a similar plot to Con Air at the beginning, in that, you know, if you recall in Con Air, Nicolas Cage and his wife are being accosted by a man in the parking lot, and then Cage punches him, and then he dies, and then he gets convicted of manslaughter because he was in the army, and so he's a lethal weapon. That's essentially what happens in this, except you don't see Glenn Ford doing the killing. It starts out with 2 police officers coming to get him, and then he sort of tells the story about how, you know, this guy was insulting his lady, and he punched him, and then he fell and hit his head and then died. And it's interesting because at the beginning, the Broderick Crawford character is the prosecutor, and he's trying to convince this stupid corporate lawyer that's been appointed to Glenn Ford that he's trying to, you know, tell him how to play the case so that he won't get convicted. But he, you know, the corporate lawyer doesn't listen because he's an idiot, and so Glenn Ford gets convicted. And then when he's up for parole after 6 months, it shows sort of the corruption in the parole board, because they 2 guys look at it and they're like, yeah, this case is a little hinky. But then one of the guys points out that the victim was the son of one of the richest men in town, and so suddenly Glenn Ford gets 5 years. And so then the rest of it's sort of a prison film with angry convicts and rioting and, you know, things like that. And it gets a little melodramatic with, like, Glenn Ford's father, and then Broderick Crawford's, like, daughter falls in love with Glenn Ford, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff. And it has too much of a happy ending, actually, for you know, it should have been a much sadder ending if it was true noir. But Glenn Ford's solid, Broderick Crawford's solid. Everyone's just very good in this film. I kind of want to see the other 2 films and see if they're, like, you know, they're 30s films, so, like, and, you know, 31 is a pre-code. I want to kind of, that sounds interesting. So you like Glenn Ford or Broderick Crawford, I would definitely recommend this. It's 2 of their best performances. Though it is a little melodramatic and a little too happy for those who want true, like, the world is ending, everything is shit kind of noirs. So you want, you know, hard-boiled, not all that hard-boiled. 1950, Convicted.